As I was preparing this presentation for tonight, being lazy, I always just get last year's one and update it. But it was interesting to see what was happening last year. We met in November. Oh, it's 2 years ago, isn't it? 2 years ago, 2020. We were meeting in November. The election results in America hadn't even been finalised. According to some, they've still not been finalised. We were in the middle, the beginning, I guess, of the COVID-19 pandemic, and actually we're still in it. We couldn't get a haircut. Still can't get a haircut. I choose not to get a haircut, to be honest. But what's really happened in the last few years, I think most importantly for us in the astronomical community is the launch of the James Webb Space Telescope. I think what's wonderful about the James Webb, apart from fantastic technology, is the public interest and the fact that the images are being promoted widely in mainstream media, and of course the access to these is just unprecedented. So we thank the good people in NASA and ESA and their collaborators for giving us this great vision to our history and our present. I'd also like to have a big shout out to Victoria, Richard and the team at Starland. This year was the first year we had an official holiday commemorating Matariki, and Starland was proud of an award-winning live show, which I hope, if not all, some of you got to enjoy. Thank you, Victoria. As I mentioned, we don't have a writing prize this year. In the council, we tried to work out how we could reinvigorate the writing prize, and I'm afraid we haven't got there yet. But I would like a big shout out to the editorial team who each month put out the journal. So Melina, Melanie, and somebody who posts the ones that people still get a hard copy of. Go put your hand up for these jobs. Thank you. Without further ado, I'd like to bring to the stage our convener of the 2022 New Zealand Astrophotography Competition, Emma Campbell.
Thank you, David. Before I start on to describing and talking about the Astrophotography competition, I would like to acknowledge Jonathan Green, who's run the competition for the last 2 years and taken it to what it has been, and for all the efforts that he's spent into just taking astrophotography in New Zealand where it is, and also running the Outdoor Astrophotography page, which is just the main kind of hub for all the astrophotographers in New Zealand. So thank you, Jonathan. So this year I've taken over Jonathan for running the astrophotography competition, and I'll be doing that for the next few years. Now, coming to the competition, so this year's judge was Alan Willis, who is an astrophotographer based in South Wales, and he mostly spends his time just going around South Wales. He's been recognised by National Geographic, BBC, The Times. In 2021, he quit his mechanical engineering job and has become a full-time astrophotographer, and he's really good at it. So when we're looking for judges, this was one of the names, or first name that came through, and he's done a great job of announcing the winners this year. Alright, so coming to the astrophotography section, and let's do some stats. So this year, it was another record-breaking number of entries. We had a total of 317 entries. Breaking it down, we had 160 entries in the nightscape category, which is always the most famous one. We had 87 deep sky entries, 45 solar system entries, and 25 time-lapse entries. And just overall, it was great to see a lot more newcomers, probably thanks to COVID. But we could see a lot of people just picking up astrophotography, and a lot more members just joining the astrophotography page as well. So it was great to see all these entries coming through. Right, so now let's start with the listed section. The first of the third place goes to Brandon Belling for the image running out of toes. The judge described this image as, this image is a real attention grabber and there's so much to appreciate about it. The colors create an apocalyptic feel and immediately triggers your curiosity. The image has been composed beautifully and thoughtfully, preempting the path of the rocket. The way the rocket boat bursts through the cloud in the lower right is perhaps my favorite detail, and it's almost something out of a sci-fi movie. I also love how the craters in the stars help provide not only a sense of place and direction, but also the passing of time as the rocket makes its way into space. So, congrats, Brendan. The second place goes to Paul Wilson for his image break. He's judged tones. If I was to give this image a title myself, I would call it grandeur. The foreground mountain has such a strong and dominant profile and brings with a sense of suspense with its multiple snow ready to crash down the steep slopes. Despite the powerful presence of this mountain, it is dwarfed by the colossal Milky Way, and the photographer's choice of focal length has really helped to bring about the sense of scale. The tonality and shading of the foreground is excellent, as is the color separation and detail in the Milky Way core, with the Lagoon and Trifid Nebula adding gems to the crown of this image. Congrats, Paul. Right, and the winner of the artistic image goes to Harold Shane for his image When the Night at Brewster. The photographer has clearly endured a lot of physical effort and endurance to capture such a photograph, and it has paid off. It evokes a peaceful sense of remote solitude, and even in such a cold environment, the warm lights emanating from the hut provide a cozy and inviting feel. The detail in the Milky Way arcing overhead, along with the excellent color balance, and testament to how crisp and clear a night it must have been. This image makes you feel so close to the stars and has me bursting with enthusiasm to undertake such an adventure myself. For me, this is the greatest power of photography, to create emotional reaction in the viewer and to inspire others to take new adventures and endeavors. Congrats, Tim. Right, coming down to the next category, solar system. The third place goes to Ian Griffin for his image, The Space Station Crossing the Sun. Space station transits are so much fun to shoot, but the photographer has really taken it up a notch. At such a focal length, care must be taken that your setup is solid and sturdy, and the result is the unbelievable detail you see in the silhouette of the ISS in this photograph. Very impressive. Congrats, Ian. The second place goes to Mike White for his image of the Leonid comet. Despite the difficult scene conditions where Comet Leonid was low on the horizon after twilight, the photographer has captured incredible detail in its tail. The subtle changes in colors are balanced so well, and it has been sharpened by just the right amount to unveil the detail, but keep the image clean and free of noise. And the winner goes to Unreal for his image as Busy Sunday. Such an incredible view of our sun and its complex magnetic structures. The photographer has undertaken a lot of processing work in order to create this high megapixel image, and the result is an image with stunning detail. The structure in the filament feels so dynamic. You can almost see the flow of plasma bursting from the sun's surface. What an incredible, interesting image which has been processed so delicately and on point. Congrats, Sandra. And now to the time-lapse category. And the third place goes to Chris Murphy for his time-lapse Pinnacle to Pinnacle. And let's just take a look. The motion in this time-lapse works wonderfully. the tracking of the stars, the passing of the thin cloud, and the slow rotation of the pinnacles in the foreground. I love the way the moonlight washes over the landscape until it blankets darkness across the sky, unreeling sun detail in the Milky Way and the lights of the Carina and Pulsar Nebula. And the second place goes to Linda from before his time lapse Multi-Lake Aurora. I'll just read the comments as the time lapse name.
A lot of risk.
Get him phone too. Read out.
Okay, I'll read out the comments. The scene is composed so perfectly, and the added motion to the time lapse is always a complicated risk, but it has paid off nicely. The motion towards the mountains and the fading of the light immediately piques your curiosity as to what we're going to see in the night sky, and your patience is certainly not disappointed. The photographer has clearly framed a display of Aurora Australis, and what a show it was. Stunning ribbons dancing in the sky, filling the entire frame. For the time-lapse section, goes to Glenn Butler for his time-lapse of the lunar eclipse. This time-lapse is an excellent demonstration of skill. The perfect transition from day to night, with a well-adjusted white balance as the light changes. The rising of the partially eclipsed moon is breathtaking, and the control of the exposure as the eclipse transitions to totality and back again is flawless. There are so many things that have gone wrong during this long and of time lapse that passes during this time lapse. But the photographer has handled all of the challenges perfectly, topped with wonderful composition and beautifully editing. This was an easy choice for me. And coming to the last category of the competition is deep sky. Third place goes to Joe Ned for his image Carina Nebula. This image of the Carina Nebula has been composed beautifully, filling the frame with detail that sucks you right in. The color palette choice works beautifully for this target and helps you separate the different clouds. The processing has resulted in an image that is clean, yet has just enough clarity and sharpening to enjoy the incredible detail in the dust. Congrats, Joe. And the second place goes to Brian Hall for his image Bela Cubis Supernova Remnant. The fine detail in this image of the Bela Cubis Supernova Remnant had me exploring and enjoying the image for quite a while. The multitude of colors in the image work well together and have been balanced nicely. You find yourself imagining how the strongly blue remnants expanded over time after what was an unfathomable explosion. It also feels so much closer than the backdrop of stars. Congrats, Brian. And the winner of the deep side category goes to Chester Hall for his image Heart of Solskjaer. The detail and color separation in this image absolutely blew me away. Creating such an image requires a lot of patience and some very delicate processing in order to nail the colors and contrast. The result is an image that feels incredibly three-dimensional and depicts the wild chaos of space so beautifully. There is so much detail to explore and enjoy, and many people would be surprised that this image was captured with a very affordable camera lens and not an expensive telescope. Very, very impressive. Congrats, Chester. Alright, so coming down to the overall winner. The overall winner of the NZ Astrophotography competition is chosen from the winners of the Deep Sky, Artistic, and the Solar System categories. And drum roll, the winner goes to the first place winner of Deep Sky. When asked about what made him choose this image, it was simply, the answer to that was, it was unbelievable for him to realize that this image was taken with a very affordable camera and not an expensive telescope, which is one of the reasons why this image is chosen as the overall winner. So, congrats, Chester.
Thanks so much, Emma, not just for all the hard work you did, but bringing